Hi, this is a Minute of Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now, this week, marketers or developers? Who's better at making apps? Okay, so developers or marketers? Who makes the best apps? It's actually a trick question. You kind of have to be both, right? A few years ago, I joined a mastermind group, which is really good. If you've never joined a mastermind group before, I highly encourage it. There's lots of them out there, but one for app developers is really good because there's one thing about being an app developer is it can get really lonely. And like if you release an app, then you know this. You put an app out there, and everyone's looking at it and judging it, saying, no, I think you should change the icon, I think you should change the colors, whatever, and you're just kind of on your own. And one of the nice things about joining a group of other app developers is that you talk about things. They're kind of in a similar situation. We're kind of isolated. We put something on the app market. We have an idea. We test it out. We see how things will work. We learn from other people who have ideas. Whereas the layperson, they see something on the news and they think, oh, Candy Crush is good. You should make something like Candy Crush, which is not really helpful. So anyway, back to this mastermind group, right? So there were two big divisions of people in this group. There were people who were marketers, so they hired a developer to go out and build their app, and they were just marketing. And there were people like me who were developers, so we just develop and we don't think very much about marketing, right? So both sides kind of thought the other side were not very good at what they did. Well, that's not really true. We kind of had a mutual respect, but for the marketers, they thought, the marketing is the most important, obviously, and they can hire anybody to do development. And on the developer side, we think, all we have to do is put out a good product, and it should market itself, right? We don't need anybody to go out there and spread the word. And one thing you get to learn about, by talking in this kind of way is that you kind of need to be both. You have to understand that even as an app developer, if you're like me, where you start off, you just start coding away and release an app, or even working with an Indian team, I was more concerned with the code and the quality of the app than I was with how do I actually get people to use it. So week in and week out, I always say the same thing, which is building an app is easy, but getting people to use it is hard, which is true. But from a marketer point of view, they might think that part is easy, but and developing the app is hard. So it really is. You have to be both. Like I said, I am an introverted app developer, right? So this whole last couple years doing the YouTube videos, trying to get on social media, get people to use it, that's kind of a new thing for me. So it's completely different than what I did before, but I kind of have to embrace that because ultimately I want people to go and find my apps and download my apps and everything like that. And for the marketers, who maybe did like ad mob sales or internet marketing and the different types of stuff they did, it was a new thing for them to hire a developer, right? So to be a complete marketer and not know what you could do with the code, you're kind of limited because marketers say like, oh yeah, sure, our app can do that, we could do X, Y, and Z, and you got a developer over there saying, yeah, no, I can't actually do that. And at the same time, you have a developer sitting over there saying, we could do this technically, do this, and it's going to be the best app ever, and we're going to release it. It's going to be completely bug free, and then nobody can find it because it has no sex appeal. There's no hooks in there to actually find it. So my message this week is I know that it's tough. So if you're a marketer and you've hired some developers, or not even a marketer, say you're just like a normal guy, right? You don't consider yourself a marketer, but you know people. You're good at spreading the word and everything like that. And you go and hire some developers. You really should learn a little bit about the app market. Like, you don't need to know how to build an app, but you should know a little bit. Do a Hello World program, kind of know what's involved, know whether or not the people you're hiring are actually doing a good job, and keep especially like when Google I/O and the WWDC. Which I think is WWDC, the Apple one. So, every year they come out with the new features for Android and iOS. You kind of need to know what those kind of things are just so you know where to go with that. It's not just for the developers to know that. And for the developer side of things, you need to know how people are finding your app. You need to start looking at those analytics. You have to start learning about how keywords work and how that kind of stuff works. And it's a challenge on both sides. The odds are if you're just coming into app development, you need to learn one of those two sides of the thing. So it's a, but do not be discouraged because everything works out fine. Building an app, you can find a book on how to do that. But marketing it, so it can be a lot more difficult. But again, it's learnable. I mean, all of this is learnable. So that's it for this week. I'll talk to you next week. Goodbye. Hey, thanks very much for watching the video. Now, if you liked it, please do me a favor and just click on the like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Now, I do this video once a week, every Friday, so if you're interested in seeing more of them, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you'll see it pop up in your feed once a week, and then I can tell you everything else we learn about in the future about the app market. And finally, if you could be so kind, please leave a review. Now, if you're like me, you hate to leave reviews. I never leave reviews, so I'm going to make it easy for you. If you like the video, just leave the review gnarly, right? 80s, right? If you hated it, say bogus. And if you didn't think anything of it, go ahead and just put right? That's it. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks. Bye.